Hello, hello. Welcome to this episode of the Rogers Radio Podcast. Thank you for being here today. You're going to want to stay because the guest I have, if you don't already know him, you're going to want to get to know him. He's a local celebrity to me, and I think you're going to think that too. Today, we have Devin Hall with Building Buddies here.
Hey, thank you for having me today.
Yes.
I'm so excited. I've never done a podcast, so this is my very first podcast.
I am so happy that this could be your first.
Thank you for the invite. I really appreciate
Well,
this.
I mean, I see you everywhere.
Yeah, I'm trying to,
Even on TV.
I was on television, but a lot of times, I tell people, at least it wasn't America's Most Wanted,
You're so right.
It was Wheel of Fortune, so I had the chance to do that, be on that show, and just the experience itself. I've always wanted to be an actor.
Yes.
And had the opportunity to sit in the makeup chair and get dabbed up and got my hair professionally done.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah. It took a lot of time to make me look that good on television.
Well, you were looking fab on television.
Thank you.
I know that you had a lot of people in Halifax County and beyond watching you, and we're very proud of you.
Oh, well, thank you.
And although you didn't win it big.
No. I think I won the hearts, and I'd rather be remembered for being a gentleman than being a tail holder, anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Or being just a jerk on television. So it worked out.
You represented Halifax County well.
Oh, well, thank you so
And
much.
I want everyone to get to know you better.
All right. Well,
So I like to start this off by asking about your background and kind of what led you to Building Buddies and where you are today.
Awesome. Well, born and raised here in Halifax.
Mm-hmm.
And as we were talking earlier, I chose to come back because Halifax is home to me. A lot of times people will say, well, no, I'm stuck in Halifax. No one's stuck anywhere. No one's keeping you down with a ball and chain. I chose to come back.
Yeah.
I wanted to be closer to my family, my friends, and this community is on the verge of a big comeback.
Yes.
It really is. And I don't think people have fully grasped that concept yet. But I'll get more into that a little later on. But my background, I'm born and raised here in the Winds Creek community. Been a member of Winds Creek Baptist Church my whole life. I started off in summer camp was my first job. Well, actually, my first job was Burger King over in Somerville.
Yes.
Ringing people up, double Whopper, no cheese, that cool thing.
Yeah.
So that was my first experience working with people in that sense. In high school, was at Burger King. But then got my first job at Camp Stanton Meadows, which was the park, which is the camp down here in Clover, which is now Astro Camp. And that kind of opened my world to an even bigger and brighter world outside of Halifax. I'd never been on an airplane or nothing like that, and camp led me to all these different things, to fly, to go meet people from all over the world. So I did camp for about 15 years, summer camps. I was at Camp Horizons in Harrisonburg, Virginia, where I went to EMU. I did not go to JMU, which a lot of times I went to Eastern Mennonite University.
Yeah.
So that was an experience, and it was a real cool educational experience. I really enjoyed my time at EMU. But then working there at camp, worked my way up all the way to summer camp life director, and just wanted to come back home. I felt that need to come back home, and Colebrook was open at the time and had a position open in student life, so I ended up down in Colebrook. Had a wonderful time there with those kids, doing some evening programs, student life stuff, trying to make it so they didn't feel like they were at a boarding school.
Yep.
But kind of giving them the opportunity to feel like normal kids again. And then after that, when that shut down, ended up at the nursing home in Brookneal at Heritage Hall Nursing Home, where I was the activities director for 3 months.
Yes.
It was the best experience of my life.
Yes.
I got to meet people. I met one gentleman that was a World War II veteran that was on the naval ship that saw the atomic bomb dropped in Japan. He remembered the cloud. He was like 30 miles off the coast. You just got to meet people in a different sense, from working, with kids all the way up to ages, 101 really is what I've worked with. And it's just really cool to see all the different walks of life. But the nursing home was a great gig. The only thing was people were passing away. They're toward the end of their life there at the nursing home. And it was hard to get connected and connect with these people, and
Right.
then you lose them, and it was really hard. So I felt camp calling me back, so I ended up in Maine at Camp Neshoba North. I was their program director there, and I loved that job too. But I got a little homesick. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was super homesick, and that's where that whole mindset of coming back home really, I was in my late 20s, early 30s, and it just, my heart was just kept on tugging, saying, you need to go home. And, you get kind of caught up in this mindset of in your 30s, you have to be successful, and it's the hustle and bustle, and you got your kids and soccer practice and basketball and everything. But at the end of the day, I feel that the best medicine for any of that or any of those things is just being back home. Being back home takes away a lot of stress. I don't know. It's hard to put it into words.
It's home.
It's home, and everyone here that's in there, it's comfort. People care for it.
Yeah.
And that's where we really, we have the potential to really unlock a lot of great opportunities in this town. We were talking about small businesses and so forth like that. There's so many good small businesses that are on the verge of the breakthrough.
Yes.
Like they're ready to break through that glass ceiling. They just need a little bit extra support. And so that's what I do love about Halifax. With Building Buddies, people have been so supportive. People have been coming out and to the events that we have at the Pizza Fest and at the farmers markets. We're going to be at Earth Day in Halifax. The goal is to have a summer camp at the Hub this summer, to have a little day camp experience. Nothing just from 9 to 12, something like that. But working with and partnering with the community to make Halifax a better place. It has the potential to, we're the comeback kid of the South Side. And I call us that on Wheel of Fortune. I was like, come on, we're the comeback kid. And I think a lot of people are ready to take that plunge to make it. They just need that little ignition. They need some kind of spark to reach into their own beings. And they know, because people know how to have a good time, and they just have to come out and support it. So we just need folks to come out and support any kind of event. We do. You
do that with Building Buddies. So take everyone through what it is. If they are to come to an event that you are at, what does that look like? So
Building Buddies, the event itself, I break it up into 3 different programs. So I have 3 different. I have the basic package, the awesome package, and the epic package.
Okay.
Now, those are more set for birthdays. So I do offer private birthday parties.
Yeah.
And so you can pick from those packages. And then with the community projects that we do, we take the time, I spread out thousands and thousands and thousands of Lego pieces that I've collected over the years or have been donated through the years by friends or family members. And we just spread them all out. And there's really no rhyme or reason to it. The kids just gravitate and they go and they start to build. And I really don't give a lot of framework. I'll just have a set of wheels here, some colors here, some pieces here, all jumbled up. And what happens is that in that time frame with these kids who are so used to being plugged into a phone or a Chromebook, they'll start asking each other questions like, hey, what are you building? Oh, I'm building a spaceship. Oh, could you hand me that piece there? What do you think of that part there? Oh, I'm looking for this piece. Can you find me a 2x2? It creates the conversation.
Yeah.
And these kids are just right there in the zone building. And it's so refreshing to see these kids just on their hands and knees. And I'm 6'1", 200 and more than I should be, and I'm on the ground with them.
I've seen it in action.
Exactly, and that's what it is. It's getting back to the basics of play. These kids are faced with a lot of challenges that we were never faced with.
Yes.
Growing up, the internet wasn't really an issue, or you had the whole dial-up, to get online and all that stuff. But these kids have it instantly.
Yeah.
But also with that comes the bullying. All the other things that come with the dark side of the internet, things that are in their palm of their hand. And that's what worries me. And so providing Building Buddies gives them the opportunity to just disconnect and reconnect with their friends or with their new friends. I always say, once a Building Buddy, always a Building Buddy.
Yes.
Because Legos themselves, apart, they're They're strong, they're sturdy, they're colorful, they can be any shape and size. But when you put them together, they always click.
Yes.
Always. So no matter how many distance or how much time has been between you and a building buddies can always reconnect. And it's the same policy, I think, that can work in corporate, in education, in any kind of field of work. We just need to realize that we're all human, we make mistakes, but we all desire to feel and want to be, accepted.
Yeah.
We want to feel that what we contribute is worth it.
Yes.
And so it just opens up so many ideas and possibilities, because no two people are going to build the exact same thing.
Yeah.
You can follow the directions fine.
Yeah.
But it's like snowflakes. Every design is different. And that's what is so amazing about it. And it has the potential to really, I think, take off and really become a popular program. And it has been really popular. And it's been well received. And I have just been so thankful.
It is taking off.
Yeah.
And it was a big step that you had to take to do this. So I know we talked a little bit before we got on that you had to really think about it and really decide. So what was that deciding factor for you?
In the process of thinking about Building Buddies, so I was a teacher prior to doing Building Buddies, and I enjoyed my time teaching. But I felt in my heart it was time to do my own thing.
Yeah.
I've been working since I was 15 for someone else.
Yep.
And to be honest, we got to work for the rest of our lives.
Yes.
Just everybody needs to get real with that. You're going to be working for 30 some years, and I just couldn't see myself doing that same thing for that long. So I really wanted to kind of jump out there and really, I had the Legos, I had the name, I had the vision. I just needed the push. And the push was one night, went to my family's home, and everyone was plugged in.
Yep.
Everyone was on a device. There was no communication in the sense of how was your day, what were you up to, playing games. There was a disconnect, and that broke my heart. And so I know we're not the only family experiencing that.
Oh, absolutely not.
I think a lot of families are experiencing the disconnect from their kids. I feel like a lot of families are experiencing, the bullying with their kids on social media. And this is a way I might get a little emotional, but it is what it is. But I think about those kids that come home that do get bullied, or something on Snapchat or something like that, or Facebook, and what runs through their mind. And when they tell you, if they do tell you, how that would make you feel as a parent. Now let's flip it. They come in from a Building Buddies event, and they're telling you all about the positive things, like, Mom, my idea was everybody was listening to me and they liked my idea and we were building. How great as a parent would that feel to come home to have your child tell you what a great day they had at school? You know what I'm saying? And that's where, we really need to, I think Building Buddies needs to be everywhere.
I agree.
Just my personal opinion.
I agree.
But, given the material and the opportunity and the criteria needed to set up a program that empowers kids, that gives them the confidence, it gives them the fine motor skills. But apart from fine motor skills, all those skills lost during the pandemic when school was out. I had a kid today that was volunteering at Cluster Springs Career Day.
Yeah.
He said, Mr. Hall, do you know me? And I said, no, should I? He said, you were my 9th grade teacher. I said, when? He said, during COVID. I was like, I didn't even know this kid.
Oh,
it was all through computer. And I had no idea, but he knew me,
Hey, you made an impact.
Well, he said something about, you hit bankrupt on Wheel of Fortune, didn't you? I was like, I sure did. I sure did, bud. But, it's that sense of, that COVID piece did. We missed a lot during that pandemic, and we missed that connection piece. And kids need it. They need it. They need it more than ever. And I think parents, and I'm guilty of it too, when my nieces or someone is crying, I usually hand them the phone. Because that's what they want. The phone settles them. Well, I feel bad doing that because, I know that's not how we were raised.
Right.
And so I know people think this is not the right way. And I know people think that. And I know that they are looking for a way to kind of get back to the basics. And that's why I come in. I can help you out. I got all the tools and the equipment and the Legos necessary to have a fun. My goal is to, at some point, just expand from just kids, but also focus on adults, focus on families. Because imagine having a Building Buddies block party for the family, where the whole family sits down, there's a table, everybody's building, making catapults or knocking down towers, making Lego glasses. There's so many things to, like, even call it like a Building Buddies family pack. Something that you can do with, doesn't take a lot of props. It doesn't take a lot of planning. You just open it up and play the game. Build something, do a scavenger hunt, hide it in the house for 30 minutes. Okay, everybody build, then hide your whoever's object is not found wins. So little fun things to do around the house like that. Or you do like a charade thing, build something, they have to guess what it is. And it's just so many different Legos. And this is what I told the kids today. And this is something that I think is very true. Legos are a lot like people.
Okay.
We come in many different shapes, sizes, colors. We have many different functions. All together, it might look like it's just a hodgepodge of whatever.
Yes.
But when you start to put things together and piece them together, this piece fits here perfectly. This piece fits here perfectly. You create the final structure. And as people, we come together with Building Buddies in that sense. We all bring something different to the table. Every kid is different. I had kids today. I had kids that were taller than me in the elementary school, and I had kids that were shorter than they should be or whatnot. We all come in shapes and sizes, and the fact that they were able to look at those bricks and say, "Wait a minute, he's right. There are a lot of these little things here," and put them together, and then all together coming up with one structure. We serve the same purpose.
Yes.
We build each other up. We allow people to have mistakes because structures do fall. It happens. Legos will break. But the good thing is you can always put them back together. It's just the bottom line. It doesn't matter. There's no failure in Lego, which is cool.
So fantastic.
Because if you think about sports sometimes or any other, you base it on your performance, how well you did. Building Buddies, there is no sense of failure because anything that you do is your best ability. And my brother and sister, they used to get mad when we played Lego as a kid because I would build great things and they couldn't. And I would rub it in and be like, "Oh, let's play Lego." But then again, Drew and Devin were both really good ball players. And so if we ever got into a fight or anything, they would just outrun me because I couldn't catch them. It's just how it was. They were better at other things than I were. And it's just like with Lego.
But you're such a role model. And, I know you don't even try to be, right?
Yeah,
like, you try to be the best. And you are just a great person all around. But, you have people coming up to you. Do you remember you were my teacher? And you've had a lot of people through the camps that you've worked at.
Oh, yeah.
What does that mean to you to be looked at as a role model and to be a role model to so many?
It's something that I take very seriously, especially now that the business is up and going. As a teacher, too, you're always very mindful, but I feel that we all have. I'm a religious person.
Yes.
And if I do get a little too religious, you can just reel me in.
No, you go for it. You be yourself.
But I feel that God puts people on this earth for a reason. And what my reason was a little unclear for a long time.
Yeah.
And I struggled to find what that was. And something just spoke, again with seeing everything, just made me realize that, hey, you're here to bring joy through your Legos. You have the energy, you don't have the restraints that some people have. Unfortunately, I don't have children right now. I mean, I do want kids eventually, but I don't have the kids. I don't have like a lot of things that kind of not bog people down, but kind of keep it kind of hard to, get out and be active and stuff like that. So I'm able to get out more and do more. And that's something that I was blessed because I've had a lot of positive role models in my life in this town.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that I could name off. I'm not because I'll miss somebody.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people in this town that I look up to, that I still look up to. And they were in that position when they were in their 30s.
Yes.
So it's kind of like following in the footsteps of the community leaders here that I respect, that I've looked up to for years. It's something I don't take lightly because you have to become the brand. You have to walk and talk and be the building buddies. And if I'm going to talk about unplugging and disconnecting and getting back to the basics, I have to do that too. And so we do puzzle time at the house. You know, we take time to purposely sit down together as a family to just talk about how the day is and just to get to know one another a little bit better. Because to be honest, there's some things you might not even know about your own kids at school. You know what I'm saying? It's like something they might be keeping from you for this reason or that. And the role model piece is something that, sorry. I had a role model once. His name was David Cook.
Okay.
And he was a remarkable man.
Yeah.
He passed away. He had ALS, and he was my guitar teacher.
Yeah.
And so, but ALS robbed him of the ability to play guitar.
Wow.
But he never blamed God. He never blamed anyone. This is what God had in store for him.
Wow.
This was the life he was living. And the life that he lived had a huge impact on me.
Yeah.
And if I could be like David Cook, then that's an accomplishment.
Oh, wow.
He was just a man that just loved everyone and very well respected within the Winds Creek community, for sure. And he taught me how to play guitar. So that was something that he kept me out of trouble on the weekdays when I was after school. I'd go up to his house and play guitar. But role models like that have influenced me for sure. So I think being a role model is awesome. I think we need more positive role models because look at what we see on television.
Oh, I know.
I mean, what they see on TikTok, what they think is cool. You know, that's not cool.
No.
We've gotten way off into what we think is cool.
You're so right.
But I
love how you're bringing everyone back together, and I know that starting a business is hard, running a business is hard.
Yes.
So what? Yes, it is one of the hardest things. If it was easy, everyone would do it.
Yes.
So you are a unicorn in that sense of doing that.
Yeah.
Because it's not for everyone. So I want to know, what is the biggest lesson you've learned so far in this journey?
You can't do it by yourself.
Go. Yes.
You can't.
Say it louder for the ones in the back.
Can you hear me out there? Can you hear me in the back?
Yes.
I quoted a friend who said that once. He liked saying that. You can't do it on your own. It takes a whole village to raise a child. And I firmly believe you're only as smart as the people around you.
Yeah.
So I'm very creative. Yes. I'm good with Lego. Yes. I am terrible with numbers. I am terrible with keeping up with things.
Yeah.
So I have people that have stepped up to kind of help me with that.
Yes.
And people that I've learned too, they want to see you succeed. They really do. I have people that are really behind me and that are doing everything in their power to make sure that I succeed. And they have been so encouraging. They have been so welcoming. They have been so supportive. It's this, I want to say it's almost like the Halifax mindset.
Yeah.
When someone's in need in Halifax, and I know this happens everywhere, but I think it's a little different here in Halifax.
Oh, we come together.
We come together for the community. We come together and we make things happen.
Yep.
And unfortunately, we've had a lot of disease and a lot of hurt and a lot of pain that have brought us together.
For sure.
We need to get more of that cheerfulness, the fellowship, the community to bring us together again. And that's what we're doing. There are people in this county, hype, the folks, the young Halifax young professionals and entrepreneurs, young people, even more seasoned business.
Sure.
I'm not going to call anybody old because they'll get in trouble for that. But even more seasoned business owners are stepping up to offer help and to give advice and this is pro bono. They're not
It's
charged.
so true.
They're giving you free advice. And
they're not out for the promotion or anything.
They're not at all.
It's out from their heart.
It is. They really want to see, and I think it is a sense of they know where they were when they first started.
Yes.
They know the troubles and the struggles they had. So they just want to try to, make it a little bit easier on you to kind of be aware of this is what you need to be prepared for. This is what you need to think about. But I will say, and then having a strong family structure too is very important for a small business.
Yep.
I'm going to take a moment here and brag on my mama.
Do it.
Tammy Hall, if you don't know her, she is a ball fanatic. She loves Dixie softball.
Yes.
She's an umpire. She's a coach. She's a Hall of Famer in Dixie softball.
You go.
She is the prime example of what, the community is all about. When you talk about someone who gives back in a sense, that wants to see, Mama will work with any child that wants to work with her to make them a better player.
Yeah.
Right? She has instilled that in me. I will work with anybody that wants to have a better outcome or better something, anything. Even when I was teaching.
Yeah.
If I had a child that was behind, if they worked with me, I worked with them. I mean, it was that simple.
Yeah.
And that kind of mindset is really what I think makes Halifax so special, because Tammy Hall, yes, is my mother, but there are 1,000 Tammy Halls in Halifax.
Yeah.
Everybody could relate someone to a Tammy Hall. And that's something, too, that we all have our own Tammy, in a sense. But that family network is so strong because, Mama has always been there. Daddy has always been there. My brother, Drew, has always been there. Dalen has always been there. Dalen was doing, when we first started, Dalen was doing all my booking stuff and helping me with my websites. Drew was helping me financially, getting some financial stuff in order. Mom was giving me some materials and supplies that she had been, my mom likes to go to yard sales and estate sales. Yeah. So she had a lot
and helped
with events, and she's always got an eye out for Legos.
Yeah.
And Daddy's always there to be the manpower. We were setting up the lights for Lights of Hope for Building Buddies. And he was out there with me. It was freezing cold, and we're out there in the dark putting this thing up. And so it all comes down to a strong, supportive family. I feel that is the backbone of a strong small business. You got to have that support structure.
I love it.
You got to, and you got to have friends. You got to have people you can call on and rely on. It's just, and we do have that in Halifax. There's no doubt in my mind that I could call somebody right now, and if they were to pick up, and I say, hey, I need your help, they'd probably say, yeah, what time you need me? So that's what it's all about. For sure.
I love that. And I need to know. So this is your moment.
Okay, yes.
This is your moment to tell us what Building Buddies' current goals are.
Okay.
So what your current goals are, and then where to find you.
Perfect.
And how to get in touch with you.
All right, awesome. So current goals for this year, 2023, is to host 100 parties.
Okay. So where are you at so far?
I'm 25.
Oh, you're going to crush that goal.
Yes, I think I'm going to crush that goal.
Yeah.
And so those parties, events, I'm kind of tagging together. The end goal is to become a staple in the community.
Yes.
A home base, a storefront of some kind. A place to gather, to express creativity. A place where kids can come in a safe environment and build and grow and just disconnect from electronics and just have a moment of time. I really want to do a Building Buddies club, junior and senior, 6 or 4 to 6 or 4 to 7, and then 8 to 10.
Yeah.
Maybe have an adult thing. We can do a sip and click, which Lisa,
sip and click!
Lisa from Factory Street threw that idea at me. And I love the idea.
Yes.
So that's something to think about too. As adults, we can sip and click and build together and chill,
Yeah.
And so the end goal is, like I said, is to become a franchise.
Yes, Devin. Speak it into existence.
I do. I want to become the next big thing, and I want to be able to give back to this community. I want to be able to, because we're actually working with the town of Halifax. We're creating a community play zone. Which, if your listeners are in the area, they'll know they've seen the Paw Patrol folks outside of Vinny's last night. So they made an appearance. So it's little things like that. But the end goal, like I said, is just to have a strong presence in Halifax, to make a difference in Halifax is what I want. Now, if I do go nationwide or global or whatever.
You will.
Or intergalactic. Who knows? If you go reach for the stars, land on the moon is what I say. If it does, and when it will, it's something to kind of look back and be proud of.
Yeah.
And have a legacy to know that everyone that everybody that I've ever had any kind of dealings with, it's led up to this moment. You know what I'm saying? Like every failure, every bad decision, every good contact, every bad contact, every lesson learned has led to this moment. And that's why it's so important for me, because this is my heart and soul. Like I live and breathe. If you cut my veins open, it might be red, blue, and yellow, because that's my colors. It'll definitely be red. But it's stuff like that just, the end goal is just to make a difference, and if I don't change the entire world, at least I can change the corner I live in. You can contact me through several ways. I went to buy buildingbuddies.com, but somebody has that, so they were going to charge me $2,000. I said, you forget that.
Yeah.
I'll take buildingbuddies.us, buildingbuddies.info, buildingbuddiesllc.com, and buildingbuddies.co.uk. You can get all those to get to me, which I'm excited about the UK one, because that's the big one. That's like their .com over there. So I actually got a buddy over there, or two friends that are running a similar business.
Yeah.
Not with Lego, but they're doing a lot with soft play called Fun Ballet. So we've been talking.
Yay! Collaboration.
Might be a trip to England in the future to kind of collaborate a little bit, But they can contact me through there. Facebook, Building Buddies. I'm on Facebook. My number's blasted everywhere. 434-446-3665. And they give me a hard time, because I used to say, "Hi, this is Devin at Building Buddies. I'm not here. Leave me a message or shoot me a text." Of course, my brother Drew called me. He was like, "Hey, can you shoot me a text?" I was like, this guy. I was like, and Kelly, my best friend, she's been giving me heck about it too. "Hi, just shoot me a text." I'm like, okay, I get it. So right now there's no message on there. It's just you leave a name and number and call you back, or I'll pick it up, that kind of thing. But that's how you get in touch with me. And I'll just have to say that I am so tickled. I am so excited, because like there's many Tammys, there's many Devins in the county.
Yes.
There's many folks that have a similar story that might not be Lego, but I was fortunate enough to be in the Co-Starter program this winter cohort, whatever you call it, through the Small Business Alliance and through the Hub and through the Higher Ed Center and all that good stuff, and met an amazing group of people. There's about 30 of us in that group, and they all have dreams. They all have their ideas, and they all have that common goal to make a difference, whether it be through services, whether it be through entertainment venues, whether it be through wineries or breweries or small mom and pop shops. Cheers was there with us. Sissy was there from Sheer Happiness. Rylan Clark with RC Flyby. Mary with Southern Plenty. Wendy with Cheers, I think I already said, and then Lisa with Factory Street, and Megan Throckmorton.
She was here earlier today.
Oh my God, I love her. Ooh, I bet y'all had a good laugh with her. They have the best tagline ever.
Yes.
But she was a part of that group too. So all of us really kind of bonded through that 8-week class. And it's just been an amazing experience. So I want to thank them for all that too. But like I said, the support's been amazing. It's been phenomenal. Like doing this has just been, has made my day. This is better than being on Wheel of Fortune.
Well, thank you.
It really is.
And I ask this one question at the end of every podcast.
Okay.
And you know a lot of people. And there are a lot of people I know you want to know.
Yes.
So if you could have dinner with one living person outside of your family, who would it be?
Do they have to be from Halifax?
No, it could be anyone. It could be famous. Anyone that you would just love to have dinner with.
If they were still living,
Uh-huh.
I would throw out George Jones. I love George Jones.
Yeah.
But I'm going to say someone that is now, somebody I would like to sit down and talk to. I would like to sit down and talk to Tom Robb.
Okay.
The town manager. I've met him briefly.
Yes.
But I just want to get a better understanding of, what they're doing a lot of great work.
Yeah.
I just want to get a little bit more informed. So I would love to have dinner with him one night. Just pick his brain and see where he sees Halifax going in South Boston, because he's got a lot of, he's in the know.
Yeah.
He's right there in the middle of the decision making, and he seems like a very interesting fellow. I like to kind of pick his brain a little bit and see what advice he could give and stuff like that. Not saying he's a local celebrity. You know, he might be in his. You know, he could be.
I have a feeling he's a listener.
Yeah, well, maybe. Well, you know.
So Tom.
Yeah, hey, hint, wink, wink. You know,
give Devin a call.
I just think it'd be nice to kind of to touch base with him. So yeah, that's. I mean, it's thinking Halifax and South Boston and anything, especially with the casino coming into Danville.
Yes.
All this that's going to trickle down. You know, if anybody's ever been to Nevada or Los Angeles or Las Vegas, you know that the casinos are all there, yes, but 20, 30, 40 miles out, there's a lot of attractions.
Yes.
There's a lot of business, a lot of business to be had, and we're down the road. So I would say we're in the zone to really grow. And so if we can have Building Buddies programs, and I mean, look, I even applied.
Just put it all.
I did.
What you gotta do.
With the casino, I even sent in Building Buddies information. I was like, hey, you guys might need to do some team building or something. You know, get back to the basics. So it's just, I think those things. There's a lot. Like I said earlier, Halifax is coming back. We are experiencing growth now. Numbers are not always accurate. You know, I can just tell you, look at a lot of predictions that have been made in the past according to numbers, you know, and it didn't work out like they thought. So I don't really believe everything that I see about who's coming in and who's going out and everything like that. But the ones have here, it's really about the quality, not really the quantity. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We have good people here. And it's exciting that you're doing this, giving us an opportunity to speak and meet and chit chat and talk. And I have never been more excited to be at home than I have. I mean, I just feel like we're about to blow the roof off the place.
Well, you are one of the most genuine people that I know. And I appreciate everything you're doing for the community.
Well, thank you.
Because you are going to do so much for this community and so many communities across the world. And I can't wait to watch it.
Well, I know, I'm going to tell you like this. People either love me or they hate me. You know, it could be a hit or miss sometimes. But at the end of the day, my heart is in the right place.
It is.
And I do.
I feel it.
I want to put these kids in this county need us more than ever. And I will say this to anybody that is listening, that does have some pull or influence, get involved, reach out to the schools. See what you can do with your business, what you can do to help. Think about music equipment. Schools don't have music equipment. Think about drama programs. Think about things like that. Sponsoring a play at your local elementary school.
Yes.
That's how we're going to help these kids. And so if we can just start investing, and let's not even talk about a new high school. Let's work with what we got now, okay? Work with the hand you dealt
got a lot of,
at this point. And let's put into these kids. Let's put into these programs. And I would encourage anybody that has some disposable income to look into that for real. And seriously, think about that because they need it. And if we want to create a community, and this is my tagline.
Go.
Building Buddies is all about building a better community, one brick at a time. And so in order to have a good community, there has to be the pillar of understanding. And when you bring people together through Lego or through any other kind of medium, you get to that bit. You have to understand one another and understand that we all come from different backgrounds. We all have different culture. We all have different sayings that we say that might not be the right way of saying it, but it's just what we grew up with. You know, like, how's your mom and them? You know, what? You know, if you ask somebody like that, you're like, what? You know, whatever. Like, how y'all doing? You know, I like this stuff. If we could just, I don't know, just unlock that potential that I know we all have. I think if we just come together, we invest in our kids, we sponsor them to do trips. You know, get these kids out of the county.
Yep.
Take them to the zoo. Take them to DC, to the parks and to the Smithsonian's and everything like that. Let's expose them to a few things and get them prepared for life and let them see that Halifax is a place you might not want to leave. You can come up, grow up, start your own business, do your own thing. We got a lot of good technology stuff coming in, you know, the plants and everything like that. So just keep it rolling, you know. So I'm tickled to death. I can't wait to see what the future holds in store for everybody because we're at that, like I said, we're all at that moment. And I'm just you don't know what I'm about to say.
Oh, okay.
So
I'm ready.
I'm going to throw you out here. You can delete this if you want to.
No.
But folks like you and Joey,
Heather
Chips, all these younger folks who are running their own businesses, y'all have really paved the way for us that we thought, we really want to do this, but how are we going to make it happen?
Yeah.
Because everybody else, it's almost like that established, not established wealth, but, established knowledge. Sure. People have been in that positions for a long time or whatnot. So to see younger folks in roles of leadership, in roles of like when Joey was supervisor, that was really cool to see.
Yeah.
We need someone on the board of supervisors that's under the age of 40.
Right.
Just period. That's to have representation. But for you guys like that paving the way, we're here because of y'all. So
we look up to you too,
keep on paving it, because we're going to keep on riding it and rolling. And I think the more we get together as a group and just brainstorm, like we were talking earlier before we went on, but we're working with Factory Street.
Yep.
And
tell them.
Yes,
tell everyone about this.
This perfect.
I'm super.
So we have Jeremy Holt, myself, and Jeff Francisco have been talking. We call ourselves the Triple X.
Oh boy. Okay. Triple X. I love it.
Yeah, or maybe it's Triple A. I can't remember. It's one of those. Anyway, we got a little thing going here. So after we did Wheel of Fortune at the watch party, we discovered that we were onto something.
Yes.
So we've been talking, and we are going to put together 2 more game shows in the coming months. The first one coming up is going to be Family Feud, hosted by Jeremy.
So fun.
The next one's going to be Deal or No Deal, hosted by me. And we're going to encourage local businesses to jump on board and hop in on Family Feud. So we're thinking like Rogers versus Climate Control. And then you got Charles Anderson maybe versus Jerry Epps. Little fun little things like that, putting businesses. It's just a fun little gathering.
Go.
So we're in this process of putting that together. And if anybody's interested in helping with that, they're more than welcome to reach out to us and meet us at the brewery one night. We usually are up there I'll be there at least once a month.
Yeah.
To do something. But we're going to get those programs going. And then those things are going to attract businesses and attract people to downtown and to the area. Because how many places would you go where you're like, what are you doing tonight? Oh, we're going to Family Feud tonight. They got this business versus that business, and they're going to go out there asking 100 people in Halifax, survey says, all this stuff. Or Deal or No Deal. Have 20 businesses represented. They pick a model or somebody to come up, hold the briefcases, have an actual banker in Halifax, be our banker. There's just so many things that we can do, and now's the time to do them. And we have the will, we have the power, we have the people, and
let's go.
I say, keep on building, good buddies. That's what I tell them all.
Let's go.
We're going to make it happen.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, thank you for being here today.
Thank you so much. This has been.
I have enjoyed getting to know you better.
Awesome.
And I can't wait to see the amazing things you do.
Well, I think there's a lot of room for a lot of people to jump on too.
Yep.
If people want to hop in and make things happen, I know Justin. A friend of mine, wait a minute, not Justin. Shucks, I can't remember his name. Mm-hmm. He's got good things going too.
Yeah.
Might want to
yeah. Well, I'm really excited to see all the amazing things you do. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Everyone listening, be sure to check out Building Buddies, because you're going to want Devin at your events, at your parties, at everything you have coming up. So thank you again for listening to the Rogers Radio Podcast, and we will talk to you next week.
Thank you.
Bye.